official show, Master Lee.
And Lulu.
Oh my God, today a bevy of Netflix trailers, announcements, first reveals. Here's a new one for you, baby.
What?
You haven't heard of this one.
No.
This is one that I haven't even talked about because there's really been nothing been going on in this a comic book world of the Sandman. But yeah, Neil Gaiman's Sandman is finally coming. Like, I am crazy stoked because it's got to be one of the most memorable imprints of like a comic book series in my head ever.
Really?
Yeah. It's probably top 5 easily one of the most impressive storylines I think in the comic book world.
Yeah. I never heard of his story.
You never would have, like, unless I even talked about it, which I haven't, because quite frankly, I think the last time I read it was almost like 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago though, since I read the series. So in many ways, I think I actually would look forward to watching this because it's kind of refresh. It'll feel new again. But it's not a typical superhero, right? This ain't no like Ant-Man, someone shrinks down, or an Iron Man, you know, who likes to drink and party kind of stuff. This is a dark fantasy in terms of that sense, but it's more horror, more about I'm trying to even figure out how to describe it because the whole thing was just like a dreamlike. Okay, one way to describe it. It's called Sandman because it features a character who is the essence of dreams. And there's all these different characters from that realm. He has a sister, or not a sister, but like another person. Like the one he has another series that he wrote called Death. All right, and so Death is another character in this whole series. But the way they wrote this character is really like, imagine Death coming back alive again. They had to come back to live a human life, to experience what life is like, to remind Death of, you know, that human existence. But Death comes back alive as a young female emo kind of character, right? And it's fun. It was really fun to like see Death in that kind of incarnation. Wow. Sandman though is much darker.
Really?
Yeah, much darker. I think, well, the series eventually evolved from horror to more like a fantasy series, but the world is and storytelling is really, really cool.
Really?
Yeah. I hope you like it. I don't know what they're going to show in this trailer, and it can be a little bit heady, but hopefully if they do this right, my hope is that it'll open up this world to a lot more people and people like you who need things broken down to the simplest terms, right? So the clueless part no longer exists. But I think you'll like this, actually. I think you'll like this.
All right. Well, I'm ready.
I don't know if I did any justice trying to explain this series. I'm just really happy to see that they're finally making this. I think this has been in development hell for like 20 years too. Like they've been thinking about like, yeah, we're going to make something from it. And then it just starts. Like it just never has come to Netflix, ballsy as they are. It's taking everything that looks like it's impossible to adapt and they're adapting it.
Why not?
Yeah, when you got billions of dollars to blow, go for it. All right. By the way, if you want some cool commentary, check out my podcast.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show.
That's a dream.
Very dreamy. Not too dark.
Nightmare. All right, and away we go.
Tonight, we will achieve what no one has even attempted. We will summon and imprison death.
This is right from the beginning.
Made from a stone. And I give you a feather, pulled from an angel's wing. And I give you the blood from my vein. We summon you together!
Shoot, looks good.
As family, desire, destiny, despair.
Which
well, you didn't get death.
Dream. You're gonna need all the help you can get.
Oh my God. Oh, that's it? Dude, he looks creepy as hell. Who is this guy who's playing Dream? He got that cheekbone, that stare.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, he looks creepy as F. All right, man. Who's playing this guy? I want to know now. Tom Sturridge. Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know. Sturridge.
Okay. All right, sorry. I don't know who he is. We're going to...
wow. And he looks so different.
Yeah, in real life,
on a photo,
he looks very different than what they made him look at. I think that in my mind, if they were going to get someone to play Dream, I was thinking someone like, you know, Adam Driver, right? Because he's kind of got that creepy, emo, undertone kind of look. Yeah, right? Because this guy in real life does not look like what they just portrayed on. Like, you talk about some good makeup and some good acting.
No, like they probably toned him up, skinnier but toned, so that the bones.
Basically, put him on the death diet. Don't eat.
No.
No, he looks pretty skinny here, actually. All right,
Yeah, but he's really toned. It's not.
I mean, if you're a fan of his, let me know. Like, what has he done here? Because I'm looking at his filmography here. Velvet Buzzsaw, haven't heard of it. Mary Shelley, haven't seen him play that. Remainder on the Road. No idea who the F this dude is, which is actually it's going to be refreshing because I don't know what to expect.
Yes, it's better. It's better.
Yeah. He's going to either make or break it. I mean, he has to. He's a central character. I don't know how they're going to play this because it's really hard to describe the personality that comes across.
Now you make me so curious. I probably have to read more about this movie.
There's a comic book series, you can read it, but the series ran pretty long actually because I don't know if they were initially planning to think of it that long term of a series. I think there's maybe like 75 issues before they eventually stopped because the whole feel of it really changed. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like it the way they were going to change it, but they were very good at introducing new story elements and new characters in that universe that made you like, all right, what's this about? What's this about? So you kept reading it. I mean, you could tell here, like, he looks menacing. He looks creepy. He looks like he's effing pissed. So I don't think I'm going to give anything away here by stating this, but...
He's pissed. They wake him up.
Oh, they didn't just wake up. They captured him.
Oh, my God.
So they basically were able to summon him and then capture him for, I forget how long, like 50-some years or something like that. So imagine this eternal being. He's been around for like been just captured, and he's
finally.
He's kind of got a cruel sense of. He's a very cruel character, really dark, and suddenly you're humbled by the fact that maybe I'm stuck here, right? Kind of thing. Let's just say he eventually does escape, and then all hell breaks fucking loose. But he wakes up not going like, yeah, I'm gonna just seek my revenge and just wrath of the world. He's like, you know what? I got to go back to my kingdom. And his kingdom is like it's just gone all to shit. It's sort of like imagine coming back to your house after like 10 years and you're like, fuck, everything's a mess.
Right.
And it's a more of a humbled version of him, like that kind of develops a more human side of it. It's really interesting because it goes into like sense of like what his responsibility was versus like the cruelty of what he sort of reveled in his responsibility and how that's changed and how this imprisonment. It's
good question. Really why is his character named Dream?
Because he's basically personification of dream. It looks like they were trying to summon death, and I don't remember if that was always the case. But death is also represents death, right? And so, what were the other ones? Despair. He had so many. So there's other endless ones, as they're called. So there's destiny, death, desire, despair, delirium, destruction. All right. So he's basically one of 7 endless characters. Think of them as all powerful, like, typical Marvel universe. So you got Thanos. It goes beyond that. They may be more like, the Eternals kind of characters, right? Or the Celestials kind of thing. Powerful beings, greater than gods, and he is in essence the personification of your dreams, your nightmares, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So it has a lot of that kind of ethereal, sort of dreamy quality to the whole comic book. The art style is just really cool. Actually, it's unlike anything you'd normally see. So
interesting. I want to know more.